the idea was to stay with the basic story, but feel free to change the incidental things or even some of the important things to make it your own. I don't want you to go out and just remake what I did. And that was very attractive to an extraordinarily creative director. So Dennis brought to it both a sort of a glee at getting right down to the bone of the violence and everything else, but also he's a true artist, you know. And I have to say, some of the early takes were much longer than we thought would play. Some of his early cuts had long musical pieces that we thought audiences wouldn't sit still for. But when we saw it with the first test audience, it was astonishing. It was like you couldn't hear a sound in the audience except for the jumps. And he did something that none of us could have done. And that was kind of the plan in a way. It was like, let's find somebody that's totally original and let's let that person say, here's what, Wes took the Virgin Spring, you know, Bergman took some medieval, you know, ballad. Take this basic idea, this basic script, and then make it your own. And I think that ability to let go of it and let somebody else take it and run with it is the key to this film being so fresh and new and powerful. What if somebody that follows no rules comes into my house or captures my daughter? What would I do if I were pushed to the wall? That question is a very primal question, and that's the question Last House asks. And that question's been around, I think, since we first emerged from caves. So it deals with one of the core issues of humanity, really, is how do gentle, well-behaved people cope when they're faced with people who don't have any rules and will harm or hurt or do whatever to anybody they please if they can get away with it. I joke, but in a sense it's true. It's a family film. This is a family who has been hurt by the death of a son. The husband and wife are kind of not on the best of terms. The daughter is anxious to be out of there, finds her parents kind of an annoyance. By the end, these people are so unified. Nobody gets that unified unless they are in a situation where they all must depend on each other for survival. And that is an important lesson to remember, that ultimately we all have family to fall back on. In almost all cases, those are the people that know you best. And it's something to be treasured and something to be defended to the death. I think that the core of a good horror film is a good story and characters that are smart, you know, that really don't do the stupid stuff, you know, and even surprise you with their resource, you know. That to me is intriguing. I think he's made as big a classic as the original, by far, probably better, you know. It's an extraordinary film. I'm very, very happy to have my name connected to it in any way. So.